Hello, everybody, and welcome to Anti-Depressing, the show where we talk about everything from liturgy
to Lexapro.
and I'm with it. This is, another episode with our awesome guest host, Juliana. We are transitioning into our regular host, back to Jasmine soon. But Juliana, thank you for being with us as Jasmine nurtures life, your godson.
Absolutely.
Who will be baptized very soon. Very exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah. Juliana's like, you know what? I'm excited for the rest of her life. She's, one of the main spiritual formators. What an exciting role. But we all know she's going to rock it, and she'll indoctrinate him into the world of Taylor Swift. So,
I will.
Yeah.
I truly did. One of his baptism gifts is absolutely a Taylor Swift onesie.
Is it really?
It is. You'll have to see it. It's so cute.
That's really cute. That's cute. Is it picture? Is it drawings of her, or is it lyrics or something?
I'm just gonna say it.
This will come out. We just won't have her listen.
She can listen, whatever.
Yeah.
It's chairman of the Tired Parents Department.
Oh, that's really cute.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, that's really
a little
cute.
nod to tortured poets.
Yeah, a little nod, a little big nod. Okay,
a little big nod. Yeah.
Well, congratulations to you, Juliana. That's good Catholic news of the day.
Very exciting.
Yes,
he's a cutie boy.
He is so cute. And Manny on his upcoming baptism. How exciting! And Jasmine, and Steven, just the whole fam.
Heck yeah.
Juliana, how the heck are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm in Wisconsin, so it's getting a little chilly here. When I got here last night, my teeth were chattering, and it was 60 degrees. And Steven was like, "Oh, you are weak. You have become accustomed to the southern weather." I also got all my big girl things in order this week. Got my Georgia license and got my car registered, which was exciting.
Oh my gosh, she's official.
I have lived there allegedly for longer than 30 days, but allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Well,
allegedly.
I'm glad that you're doing well. I'm glad that you are allegedly now, you are a resident of Georgia,
I sure am.
But you allegedly didn't even live there longer than 5 days. So it doesn't even,
longer than, no.
Matter. Yeah.
As far as they know, my first date of residency, September 6th, baby.
As far as they know. Right?
Exactly.
FBI agent listening. So they
got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah. I'm sure they're going to figure other things to be worried about. So that's good. I'm glad that you're doing good.
Thanks. How are you, boo?
Girl, I'm doing so good. I'm just here, doing some computer stuff, hanging out.
Nice.
For those listening, I co-direct a nonprofit that goes to schools and talks about racism, and so it's so fun. We talk to Catholic school administrators about how to talk to their students about racism.
Amazing.
And we're having our first board meeting soon, so just preparing for that, and just trying really hard to be in the flow of life, and go to the gym, eat well, go to sleep. Get a new mattress. It's all those things. Yeah, it's all those real grown up things.
You getting a new mattress, girl?
Oh, I did already. So yeah, got a new mattress.
Tell the fans, what is the review?
Love
what kind
it.
Did you get?
It's pretty great.
Is it a mattress in a box, or did you go to a mattress firm?
I did not go to a place because who has time for that? But I went on the website.
I don't think those are even real.
Yeah, I think they're what are they called? Ponzi schemes?
A front for money laundering.
Yeah, it's a criminal organization. They're racketeering.
Because there are so many so close together, and you never see anyone in there.
There's no way. There's no way. I used to think Arby's was one too. So. Which I still low-key do, but who knows?
Honestly, yeah.
There are places you never see people in them, and you're like, that can't be
They've
making money.
got the meats, but I think they've also got the money. So.
Yeah, I think so too. So I definitely ordered Mattress Firm online, and it's definitely a Sealy hybrid mattress. So it's one of those
what does that even mean?
It's it's a little bit of memory foam, but not a lot.
Okay.
And then also has coils, because memory foam will just squish and then eventually will stop. Mm-hmm. Yeah, will stop supporting you. But the coils will keep supporting you, and it's extra firm. So it feels like I'm kind of sleeping on a little bit of a soft sidewalk. And it freaking rocks. So
You like it? Good.
I love it. And because I told you that I was sleeping and one day I woke up and my neck hurt, my back hurt, and I had a headache and I thought I was going to be sick. And I thought I had to call a priest because I thought I was being possessed. Like I was like, is something wrong? So like dramatic. I was like, I think something's wrong with me. Like I think I'm being like haunted. And then I called my mom and she was like, I think you just need a new mattress. So all is well. Now I have a new mattress and
there we go.
I'm not cursed. So
I'm happy for you. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm doing pretty good. So good that I'm really excited to just kind of roll into the stories. How about you?
Amen. Should we hit him with some good Catholic news?
I think we should. So amazing. hit me with it. You actually shared it with me.
Coming to you live from my godson's nursery room. I'm going to hit you with some good Catholic news. So James Earl Jones, most known for his iconic role as the voice of Darth Vader in Star Wars, he's also Mufasa, which is amazing. But he has just recently passed away, so we should absolutely pray for him. But something that's really cool was during his military service, he converted to Catholicism, and he often emphasized that his favorite role was actually narrating the Bible, which is really cool. So you can find his narrations online. I can't confirm if he's on Hallow, probably. Who isn't? That's not Catholic famous.
I can't confirm. I really can't confirm. But he probably is. Allegedly. But if he is a person that is living and breathing and
he most famous,
likely he is most likely
Hallow or has promoted Hallow. If Brett Favre's out here promoting Hallow
at some point,
then I absolutely...
Brett Favre needs money so he can pay back all the money that he stole. So he's probably... on Hallow for that reason.
Very true.
So thank you for helping him pay back his people Hallow. But yes, shout out to you. But James Earl Jones, we will definitely be praying for his soul. Something that you did not mention, one of my favorite roles of his is the neighbor of the baseball team in The Sandlot. He was the...
I totally forgot about that. I haven't seen that movie in probably like a decade.
So good. Just all around, like just a vibe lifter. But he was the owner of that dog. And so... Truly an icon. So good. Truly an icon. Thank you for everything that he's blessed us with, for all of his roles. And Darth Vader, which, I mean, I have not seen any Star Wars, so I have no idea what.
He's the guy who goes...
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. So thank you for your breathing. And thank you especially for Mufasa. And he is also the voice of CNN. So all of the CNN transitions, he is also that. Yeah. So thank you, James Earl Jones. I mean, he really
honestly
has just been,
he formed America a little bit.
Yeah, so thank you. And let's pray for his soul, y'all. Let's remember him in our prayers. Love it. So something that I would love to do is just do a little jig before we move into these stories. I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I'll hit you with a little jig.
Yeah.
And 3, 2, 1.
Let's go. Love it.
Boom.
Well, something that I'm really excited to talk about is this story of a wedding makeup artist that was slammed for overstaying her welcome after she crashed the reception and cried in front of the bride. Okay, there's a lot here. So
there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah. So her business is called The Key Look, and she worked at a wedding. So this is according to the Daily Mail, and it was all over social media. I mean, she was just everywhere. Her business, The Key Look, she does like makeup and she does hair as well. She has like other employees, but she's the owner. The wedding ended in tears after Keziah, who is the owner of this luxury makeup and hair business. So luxury immediately means this was expensive, right? Was asked to leave by the wedding planner, with the newlyweds telling her that they felt the makeup artist had overstayed her welcome, only for her to come back moments later and continue filming. Okay, so by filming, you might be like, well, what is she filming? She's the makeup artist.
Right.
Well, the whole wedding, she was filming TikToks and was like in Instagram reels and was trying to convince the bride and the groom and the groomsmen and the bridesmaids that they wanted to be in like these social media trend videos.
Sure.
And the whole bridal party was like, we kind of actually like really don't want to.
We're actually just like want to enjoy this day, live in the moment, if you will.
Yeah. And so the bride's husband was like, hey, I actually really would love for you to leave. Like, I actually really don't want you here. And she went to the bride crying and was like, I don't know I don't know what I did to disrespect him. I don't know why he raised his voice to me like that. And the bride said, sometimes he just gets upset and you could totally stay and it's totally fine. And so it's all over social media now that people are just essentially like, why? What is the social, what lacked of social awareness for her to feel like she could stay at a wedding?
No, exactly.
Yeah. Come to find out, which is not validating, but does add to conversation,
but
that she was cheated on a few days before by her significant other. This is the makeup artist. And she was expressing a lot of feelings of loneliness. And so some may say that loneliness might have clouded her judgment.
Totally.
Here. And some may say, hey, maybe a wedding that wasn't yours or you weren't invited to and you were technically being paid to do things for wasn't the vibe to kind of like seek community. But how can we support our single and our married friends? Like, how can we cohesively live together,
Yeah.
So that was a lot. So firstly, I would just love to hear what you thought about, her just being at this wedding, not leaving. She went to the reception. There was a first look. She was outside taking videos of the bride and groom at the first look. There was some time with the bride and groom after they got married. They spent some time in like a little room together. She went in there to get videos of them, and the groom was like, this is enough. So what are your thoughts on this whole thing?
I would say, they always say your wedding day is never going to go exactly as planned. So, But I do think she kind of overstayed her welcome a little bit, especially because hair and makeup, you're just supposed to do it in the morning.
And then
you just sayonara.
You're out. Yeah.
Good riddance.
Yeah.
So it makes sense like for touch-ups and things. So like maybe like an hour or two after, because it said like the venue, but not necessarily the reception venue. I don't know if it was different or not. It's unclear, but I think it's super strange because if you're staying that long, then you're eating. You know what I mean?
you're eating an $80 plate. Yeah,
exactly, and that's a plate that like wasn't accounted for. So what do they get like overcharged now? I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about. And maybe a wedding isn't the greatest place to be when you're in a fragile state, such as a breakup, which sounds like pretty intense, especially when you're cheated on. That's not really the place you want to be. I've been to weddings post-breakup. It's different, we'll say.
You're like, it kind of has a little bit of spice to it. It kind of is a little different. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I truly think that, I do think it's interesting that the bride didn't like back up her husband though.
That's a good thought.
The makeup artist.
Okay. Do you think, because many people were like, okay, she came to the bride and she was like, I just think that's really messed up how he spoke to me. Like, I think that's really messed up. And the bride was like, oh, sometimes he just, and I also was like, hey girl, like your husband is like, dude, get out of our wedding. Like, why are you still here? And I was also like, girl, stand behind your husband. But I was also like, if it was my wedding day, I guess I would just try to keep the peace and be like, sometimes he is kind of mean.
Totally.
But also,
that's
why are you here?
I think it was weird that she was like, sometimes he just raises his voice. That's a whole nother setup.
That's a whole nother thing.
We don't have time to unpack all of that.
Fair. Word.
So I honestly, it seems like her and her husband were both on the same page, but the bride is just way more of a people pleaser.
Yeah.
In the husband, you want someone who's willing to stand up for you. I'm assuming the bride, this is just an outsider looking in.
Yeah.
The bride was actually super upset about it, but didn't want to confront her. The husband confronted, got protective, got a little angry, was like, you gotta go. You just gotta go. Because if you ask someone to leave and then they don't, at a certain point, if asking them politely is not going to work, you're going to try other tactics. So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then she went to the bride, and I think the bride didn't know how to react. That's my best guess.
You know what?
Of what
honestly,
happened.
That makes a lot of sense because I feel like, because you can see, and I wish we had, you guys, we're gonna have to just post it on our Instagram, but there you can, she still has on her page the TikTok videos she made the bridal party make. And you could see throughout the day the husband just growing increasingly frustrated. Like,
especially if you didn't agree to that ahead of time. And these TikToks, it's not like it was a photographer trying to like grow their business.
Best part, Juliana, because Juliana works in media, right? And so she does all of this in real life. The bride hired a content creator, like a legitimate one, to come.
So they were just competing TikToks or what?
So the content creator was like, no, I was hired to do that. Like, to make
so
Instagram reels, to do all that.
These two different types of TikToks now. And I'm sure the makeup artist did not have the proper equipment. It was probably just like an iPhone 8.
With a big flat. With a big
thumbs.
Yeah. With a big flashlight in the back. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
So it was just like all around a mess. And
especially if like there wasn't like in the pre-consultation, I'm sure she didn't mention that she was going to want to do any of this. It's just inappropriate to do it if it wasn't discussed or approved ahead of time.
Yes, I agree. Professionally, not the vibe, not the move.
Mm-hmm.
Many folks were saying, though, that loneliness might have clouded her judgment. You know, like she was lonely.
I'm sure it did, but
she was sad.
She still got to stay profesh.
And like, agreed. However, people are like, well, how can we support? How can single people not just feel the crippling sadness of loneliness at things like weddings and happy occasions?
They definitely are allowed to. But I think that's more of a, I'm happy for you in this instance, and I'm not going to let my loneliness affect you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to like have a girls' night. You're going through a tough time. Invite those people over. Let it out. But at someone's wedding where they're trying to celebrate their love and you're bringing your outside sadness that has nothing to do with the celebration, I think is a little inappropriate.
Word.
I absolutely think we should check on our single friends, check on your friends.
You're like, I absolutely think, but if you show up like
me.
this at my wedding.
Don't blame me. But I do think, we should check on each other regardless all the time because you never know what someone's going through.
Word.
But at the same time, if you were, especially if you were hired for something, girl, get it together. Yeah. If you're hired for something and you think you can't keep it together, maybe last minute be like, here's the person who could do your touch-ups. I can do your makeup. This person can stay, so that you're not going to the actual wedding venue if you think that's going to be hard for you.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's such a word. And I would just think like in a business where you're predominantly at celebrations like weddings, maybe it might be something to reassess. Like maybe I can send my makeup artist today. Like maybe I just can't do it today, you know? So that's a word for that. Just like professional handling. Maybe just handle that a little differently. And then also a word to what Juliana said, you know, check on your single friends. And also you can be happy for your friends that are married, getting married in relationships.
Even if you're not in the same state of life.
Even if you're not in the same state of life, because I promise you that like they've been there. We've all been there.
Your time is coming.
Your time is coming. And maybe if you don't get married, you know, like it's also good to just
There's other ways that you'll find peace and happiness.
There's other ways that you'll find peace and happiness. And I hope for her that the key look found peace and happiness in her own community outside of a person's wedding. So that's also
I hope
a
the bride and groom can laugh and bond about this someday. Yeah.
Someday. So
in like 10 years, they'll be telling their kids.
Yeah.
Everyone will be laughing like, that was so funny.
That was so funny. Remember that time that makeup artist stayed?
She's well now.
I hope she's well. So I hope she's well. So yeah, so God bless the key look. This is just a shout out. If you need community, don't be afraid to find it, but maybe not at someone's wedding.
Absolutely. Get the help you need.
Get the help you need. Yeah, because here at Anti-Depressing, we like to say, get the help that you need.
I understand. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, but don't show up to my wedding like that. That's kind of crazy.
I mean, I've gone to weddings when I've been going through things before, but that's not their
But did you take
carry.
TikToks of folks and then they had to ask you to leave?
Do not have TikTok, so I did not.
Like, but if I did, I would have.
I also wouldn't. I'd still be out on the dance floor acting like everything is fine.
And that's the word. Sometimes you just
take
gotta
a word
fake it
from
till you
Taylor
make
Swift. I'm so depressed, I act like it's my birthday. Take that into that.
You just gotta fake it till you make it sometimes.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. So
but also get the help you need.
Word. These are like two huge conflicting messages. So, but yes, get the help that you need, but also sometimes you just need to push
But
through.
if it's someone's wedding and even though you're sad, don't go to them as the source of your
because it's their wedding. Give them one day. So
exactly. Give them the time so that they can enjoy their newlywed bubble.
Yeah. Speaking of someone though that you can come to often if you have issues, if you feel like something's going on, maybe you need to talk through something, maybe you need to pray about something, you can often go to men of the cloth, clergymen. And there's one clergyman that is really gaining a lot of popularity this past couple weeks. He was a priest that was featured on Jeopardy. And he is known as Hot Priest, and I'm putting that in quotes. So Hot Priest, Father Steve Jakubowski, he's 29, had people all over X, formerly known as Twitter, just popping off. People are saying, I'm about to convert. I don't even have a faith. People saying, I was raised Methodist. And I am ready to walk into a Catholic church. So he was a contestant on Jeopardy. He is just like, letting people, not letting people, but just having people get crazy after, his whole countenance. It's
whatever
giving
you gotta do, baby,
Yeah, it's giving holy and handsome. And so people are just like really losing it. He was just ordained a little bit ago. And so he resides in Austin, Texas, is according to the New York Post. And he did not win Jeopardy, but he did win over the hearts.
Hot people don't need to win.
Hot people do not need to win. And so it just made me laugh when you sent this to me because I thought to myself, like, because literally the headline is Hot Priest, quote unquote, viewers swoon over Hot Priest contestant. I'm about to convert. I just think to myself, God bless, like there will be every 20 years, there will be a hot priest that will just bring people to the faith. Like I think about like him. I think about like Father Mike.
No, I was going to say, we have been Father Mike Schmitz part 2.
Yeah. Like I was a Schmitzian in high school. I was like, he is just like stunning, which he is like stunning.
He is. I remember watching his videos in high school. Something about someone attractive with pretty blue eyes telling you about virtues. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
so
into
like
it.
every 20 years, there will be a quote unquote hot priest that will just cause the nation to grow closer to Christ. And
absolutely,
for that we say, thank you, Father Paul. Father Steve.
Father Stephen, yeah.
Father Paul. I'm like,
Father Paul. Maybe that's the next one.
Maybe that's the next one. Am I a prophet? Yeah. Thank you, Father Steve, for bringing people closer to the Lord. Juliana, do you have any comments over Hot Priest? What are your wishes for people that have watched Jeopardy?
Yeah, I don't usually watch Jeopardy because I don't usually know the answers unless they have something random to do with the Packers or Taylor Swift, which is seldom.
Yeah.
Sometimes there is a Taylor Swift section. I rock that. Anything else? No, it's not my field. The things I know about are very niche and specific.
Fair.
The JFK assassination, the
Word.
Packers, or Taylor Swift. That's where I thrive.
Okay.
Anything else, not so much.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's super cool that the world's really popping off about a hot priest right now. I mean, who doesn't need that?
Who doesn't
So, I mean,
need
whatever way you got to convert some people to, find their faith that know the Lord, so be it.
So be it. So, you know what? And I heard from a Focus missionary years ago when I was in college that it is so important, not only that the words that you say, obviously, are like filled with virtue, and if you want to like bring people to conversion, bring people to closer to the Lord, but also, I mean, it is important, like the way you carry yourself, the way that
how you present yourself,
how you present
absolutely.
yourself, because I mean, that's like what people see first, right? And
absolutely.
so, especially like you thinking in college environments with young people, I mean, that's like such a big win for people to kind of see you as attractive. Maybe not,
Totally.
attractive in the societal sense, like physically, but just like attractive as in like you might have like an outfit that's put together, or you might just like be up on a trend, or
absolutely.
or like maybe you like know how to do something that people know how to do in a popular destination, like you know how to skateboard or whatever it is, and it's so important to actually acknowledge like what you can bring in that sense before you speak, like what does the exterior look like, and how can that draw people?
Totally.
So just something to pray about, you guys.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
and it looks like Hot Priest also went to Notre Dame. Woo,
he
fighting
did.
Irish. So that's how you know he's also super smart.
He's actually also really smart. Yeah.
So he's got it all.
Yeah. So you guys, I just really, God bless him. I mean, and he's like, he looks like such a sweetie. And and God bless him. I hope that the nations convert.
Amen.
You guys, for our last story, we're going to talk about, fairly often, we're going to do little reviews of what's happening in Bachelor Nation. And for this week, we're going to talk about the first episode of The Golden Bachelorette. It happened. We couldn't wait for it. It's awesome. And so the first episode came and went. The second episode is this week. Don't worry, we'll talk about it next week.
Don't you worry.
And it was just really great. Something that I will say about it is that it was intensely, I was crying almost the whole time.
It was big on the sad.
It was big on the sad. And when you have a lot of older people who have lost people that they were with for for my whole lifetime thus far, it was pretty sad. And it was also hopeful. Like, it was really sweet. I forget what was the first song that they played. Oh my gosh. They played like a song when they were introducing Joan, and I could not remember.
I don't remember.
I could not remember what it was, but it was like so beautiful, and I was just crying, and it was so cute. So the whole night was just like pretty cuckoo bananas. What were your first impressions of the first episode of The Golden
when
Bachelorette?
they were just talking about how she lost her husband was just sad. And then it was the line that got me. It was like 1 a.m. I took him into the hospital, and at 3 a.m. he was dead. Like, you heard hearts break across America when she dropped that line. Yeah. That was sad. But I also think it is like very hopeful because it's a second marriage situation. It's not like she's been, how old is she? Like 65? Yeah. It's not like she's just been looking for love her whole life, or like she's been divorced like once or twice. So she just doesn't really know what she wants at this point. So I think it is very sweet that she's very hopeful for a second marriage.
Yeah. Yeah. And just like a second shot at like life. And she keeps emphasizing adventure. She had 33 years with her husband. Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh. From pancreatic cancer, he passed away. Wow. Cheese on rice. That is just so sad.
It's so sudden.
Wow. And something that she mentioned was like she feels John, her husband, through the hawks, like through birds. Her kids had mentioned that he was present in the birds. And then when they were filming, there were a bunch of hawks around her. And she was like, look, it's John. He's here. It was just, that's how they opened it. It was giving sad.
Very sweet.
Yeah, it was giving sweet. It was also giving sad.
Felt like I was watching The Voice for a minute. You know how everyone has
like a sob story.
Like, I sing because yes.
Yeah. It was very much that. But would I still say that folks should give The Golden Bachelorette a chance? Absolutely. From the first episode, it was so very
fun
wholesome
and sweet and gorgeous too.
Yeah, it was very wholesome. It was very sweet. It was very like, oh, you just kind of want the best for them. And every time a contestant spoke, I was like, oh my gosh, I just really like want everything for them. So it was really good. And tell me about, what did you think of the men? I know that we kind of predicted who we think will win, but thus far when we actually got to see them talk in real life, like what were your vibes?
Yeah. Okay. Let me give you my whole rundown. So I thought it was funny that the pilot from Below Deck showed up in his uniform. That was funny. Charles, I thought was so sweet, married for 36 years and just seemed so sweet and wholesome. It reminded me of, that trend where it was like, oh, you want to cheat on me? This is my dad. And it's just the really sweet Asian dad who like could do no wrong. It reminded me
It was
of that.
just like that.
And then his daughter's message to him was truly so precious. So I was like, that's definitely them.
Yeah.
Like I could see it. And then Charles K stuck out to me just because he started caning it up and then boom, one-arm push-ups. You got to respect the hustle.
Love it.
A gym rat till the end, am I right?
Yeah.
Mark is still my favorite, Kelsey's dad.
Oh.
I think he just seems so sweet.
I really think he's either going to be the runner-up and then the next Golden Bachelor or just like win it.
Oh, totally. And if he's not the next Golden Bachelor, I want Charles to be.
Yeah. No. Agreed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Agreed.
Jack is giving I'm just here for the zipline energy to me. I mean, night one, he's wearing a chef costume. I don't know. Outfit, whatever you call that. And just like making what was he making? Like duck or something?
Yeah.
It was so funny. I also just thought it was so funny the way all of them were just like nodding, doing the dad stand, looking at the architecture. Yeah, it was so sweet and so funny.
It was
so much
cute.
dad energy.
It was very dad energy. And something that I loved throughout the whole episode was how much these guys love their kids. Like there was probably 30 minutes of the episode that was just them being like, oh, you're a girl dad? So am I. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my daughter just moved to New York. Oh, yeah, she's having trouble making friends, but I was telling her just to hang in there. Like, oh, yeah, you like moved your kids to college too? So did I. Wow, that was a really long weekend.
Like tough times.
It was just like 30 minutes of them just like talking about their kids. And one of the guys that I loved, I think his name is Keith. And his description of his job was just girl dad. Like it was just.
I think it's so funny. The Bachelor was probably like, "Can you submit anything else?" And he was like, "I will not tell you what I do."
The most important thing that I've ever done. So it was just like so cute. One of my favorites was Pascal, who had Joan read a letter from his son, or he read it actually, a letter from his son about like how great of a dad he is, and that was like so cute. And I loved,
sweet.
Yeah, I just loved how they were all sitting in the room and they were all just like nobody's like fighting. I didn't watch the preview for this week, but like nobody's arguing. Everyone's just kind of like, yeah,
it
we're
really
all
just
here.
seems like everyone's just like, good luck out there, champ. You know,
like, good luck. Like we really just kind of hope it works out for everybody, even though like it probably definitely will not. Like it was just
truly won't.
It was just so sweet, and I loved how authentic Joan seems with like, when Pascal's like, hey, can you read this letter from my son, and it'll show you how like what. You know, it'll tell you about my character. And she's like,
totally.
Well, I got to be honest. Like, I do not have my glasses, so I cannot read it. And she was like, okay. Like the whole thing.
We all felt that.
Yeah, we all felt that. Like it was just so cute. And and I just like totally love it. So I'm excited for the next episode. And I still think, obviously, one of my guys, Pablo, went home. He did not make it.
Sorry.
So
that is tough.
Rest in peace. He's still alive, but rest in peace to the thought of him winning.
To his Bachelor life.
Yep. And but I still do think that Mark is either going to win or be the close second. So are your projections still the same?
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking, so now that I've met Charles, I could see Charles and Mark being in the running, especially because Charles and Jonah have so many similar, because he was married for 36 years. She was married for 33. Both of their spouses passed away. They could potentially bond over that. I could totally see that. Plus, he's so sweet. But I don't know if he'll be fun enough for her.
Okay.
So I think
because
she
does keep saying adventure.
I think Joan and Mark would look stunning together.
For sure. And the way that he held her hand,
fox that Mark is,
yeah. The way that he held her hand and was just like, so precious. Like you guys, it was cute, and I'm telling you that everyone should watch it. This episode is not endorsed by the Golden Bachelorette, but you should watch it because it was really good and it was very wholesome. And if you believe anybody, why not us? You know?
Believe us.
Yeah. So other things happening in TV news: Dancing with the Stars premiered. Ooh. Speaking of Dancing with the Stars, is because Kelsey's fiance, Mark's son-in-law, Joey, who is one of the best bachelors to ever do it, and so
and
handsome,
a Packers fan,
and a Packers fan, is like currently killing it. So, premiered.
Moves.
Yeah, he got moved. Premiered like a week and a half ago. Also, the dad from Family Matters. And who else? Oh my gosh, who else is on?
Anna Delvey's in it, which I think is weird.
Which is pretty weird.
I was like, okay, we're just letting criminals come out here now.
Yeah, she was eliminated last night, and they were like, "Oh, what is something that you're going to take away from this?" And she said nothing, which is really just anyone else could have gotten that spot. Like, it's giving not grateful.
Isn't Alona Mayer? Isn't she in it?
She is also in it,
rugby?
which she is rocking it. And she's stunning. I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I had her whole upper body. So
no, it's crazy.
Like,
she could lift
so
a
strong.
bus if she needed to.
She's so strong yet elegant. So I'm like excited to continue watching. We love some Bachelor ABC crossovers. Jen is also on it. Our last Bachelorette. And so far I am hoping for either Reggie, I think is his name, is the guy from Family Matters, or Joey to win, because they're just like, Joey's like so cute. And I hope that Joey and Mark can go on double dates with their Bachelor ladies.
Indeed.
Yeah, because Joan, please pick Mark because he's really cute. Please. Or what is this guy? And this will be like my final thought, because I actually was watching this. And speaking of last time when we were talking, and I said, when I get older, am I going to think that these older men, like, do you just kind of grow and think older men?
No, you do. We talked about that.
We did.
Because you're no longer attracted to 13-year-old guys with bowl cuts.
Which is fair. And like, speaking of that, I was watching this and I thought, okay, Jonathan is very cute. He is a shipping consultant. He's 61. He's from Iowa.
Yes. Okay.
He loves amusement park funnel cakes. These are some of his fun facts.
Oh, amen.
He toyed with the idea of being a bodybuilder. Word. And he starts every day with 2 cups of coffee in bed. That's just like so cute. So let's read some fun facts about Mark and Charles, just to like ease us off this episode. Charles dreams of going to the moon. Like,
can go to the moon with her.
He's so cute.
She'll make him feel like he's touching the stars. Am I right?
Charles loves to fish and grew up making his own fishing nets. Okay.
Oh.
Charles' favorite TV show is the NBA Finals every year.
Okay, not really a TV show, but I get the vibe.
That's like such a dad thing. You're like, what's your favorite TV show?
And you're like, air doesn't mean it's a show, but I love the energy. So he likes sports. You gotta respect that.
Yeah. And then Mark is terrified of ostriches. Oh. His favorite movie is Elf.
Okay.
And he can wiggle his ears.
Okay,
so you
Mark.
guys, we're just really hopeful. It's just going to keep on getting better.
I agree.
And in the meantime, if you believe anybody, believe us, because the world might be depressing. But
we are not.
We're really, really not. And we love you guys. And we can't wait to talk to you guys next week. Love y'all.
Absolutely.
Bye.